what's up, everybody? It's Eric Dibner, Donnell Cohen, operator of Two Geeks and Nerds Productions, along with my partner in crime,
Black Samurai, also co-owner and operator of Two Geeks and a Nerd Productions.
And today we're going to talk about, kind of get back on the subject of being single or whatnot. There's a lot of, from a man's perspective, obviously, because we don't have a woman here right now. So we're going to talk about single men and their perspective, and I'll talk a little bit about what I know from when I was single. But before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. Also, hit that bell or the bell or notification on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Just hit that notifications tab so you know that we have some new material out or whatnot. And again, like, share, comment, and follow. We need you to like this video. Thank you for watching it. But we like likes too. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can email us at the number 2geeksandanerdpro@gmail.com.
Yes, and we do appreciate y'all. We promoted our Taste Buds Chronicles Slice House Pizza. Did extremely well.
Very well.
Actually, a lot of likes.
So if y'all like the food stuff, just let us know. That's why I asked you to comment. Like, if you like the food videos, which apparently you do, which is another subject we're just going to talk about. Like, apparently, I hate to go off on a tangent, moment of random, but Americans, y'all fat. And I ain't just talking about fat, like big fat. It's just like your appetites. Like, y'all love food. Like, we love food. Mm-hmm. We love talking about food. So if that's what you want to see, we will be more than happy to do more food reviews, which we will be doing more Taste Bud Chronicle reviews. And then on another note, all y'all other people, I know y'all seeing some of our videos. Why you biting our spots going to eat what we eating at? Let me just go ahead and keep it real. Why you biting? Why let me do the Craig, man? Why you jocking my style? Boom, 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 boom. But anyway.
Yeah, we'll see if y'all comment on that, because that's just my nieces in the background. But anyway. We do appreciate the likes on the video. Y'all did actually very well still like this video and all videos. But 0 comments as much as views we got, because we got over 1,600 views and over, I think, around 500 or over 500 likes, which we think is pretty good, especially in the like area. But 0 comments.
I mean, but I will say this. I've noticed from comments, because I've been on TT, TikTok, whatever you want to call it, and a lot of times I'm the first person to comment on some of the videos. And these are videos that have, they got people that's got likes. Let's say even if it's 35 likes and comments, I like, especially music stuff, I'll comment on it and be like, talk about it. But people don't comment. I don't know if it's because they're scared to open it up, but if it's something controversial, like it's got something to do with some Diddy or something, y'all all over the gossip. Mm-hmm. Anytime you can talk about somebody to make yourself feel better is what I believe the reason why people do it. Anytime you can talk about somebody, now you want to comment. Because I really believe psychologically it makes you feel better.
Or to fight.
Yeah.
Argue.
People love arguing. It ain't even a debate. People love arguing because they want to be right. Or sometimes, like we were talking about earlier, the trolls or whatnot. It just happens. But anyway. And excuse my daughter, so you might get a little background sound of the kids, but they're in another room and stuff. But let's talk about being single nowadays. Now, a lot of men and women choose to be single for various reasons. A lot of women and men both say, I don't need a woman. I don't need a man. I totally understand it. I get not needing a woman. I understand it.
But just to cut in real quick from that, on that conversation, when I have watched other people online in panels, it has to do with things. They're saying they can get from Amazon. They can hire someone to clean, someone to cook. Both of them.
You got to pay for
it. But let me make this clear. This is both of them saying hiring somebody to cook, hiring somebody to clean, buying things off Amazon. So they're talking about things, talking about running errands. But the funny thing is, y'all don't mention love, being in love. Y'all don't mention companionship. Y'all don't mention being a unit. And that's another thing too, real quick, that I noticed with a lot of these panels. Everybody is talking about what's mine is mine, what's yours is mine, or either what's yours is yours. There's no more unity
anymore. There isn't. And one of the cool things that I saw the other day was a couple They got interviewed. I don't know their age, but they got interviewed, and the guy was talking to them, and apparently they're both retired from something or whatever. So obviously they're well to do, and they're not even that old. I mean, they're like maybe late 40s, early 50s, maybe. So still, I think pretty young. And they were talking about different things. They said they have 3 accounts, and I believe everybody should set it up this way. You have a joint account to handle your expenses for the house or whatever, outings and stuff, and then you should also have 2 separate accounts for each individual to be able to do what they want to do. Like he admitted, he's like, I like to gamble. You know what I'm saying? He's like, she likes to shop. And they was like, yeah, but do you ever dip into the joint account for gambling? He said, nah. He said, because she won't allow me to get that far. He said, I won't even allow myself to get that far. He said, if I'm losing for a while, he's like, I'll chill out. I'll stop gambling. So discipline is a lot that comes into this too. And this is for men and women, because like he worked for FedEx for a while and was talking about how every day they go into the same houses and women just buying stuff, like these stay-at-home moms just buying crap all day, every day. Now I know for a fact, dealing with my other half, when whatnot in the past, women love retail therapy. I watch my wife buy stuff, and I guarantee you, it's still stuff at the house right now that's got tags on it that she never wore outside of the house or the dressing room if she tried it on at the store. Tags on it. Gain weight, lose weight. Now you can't wear it, whatever. Now the tags remain on it, and she'll probably be like, well, you never took me anywhere. Well, we went to church. We went out places. You ain't got to go to a dinner or the club to wear clothes. He'll tell you, I used to wear a bow tie every single day, single and married, just because it was part of my brand, it was part of my lifestyle, it was part of who I was, or whatnot. But I ain't gonna go too much into all of that, you know.
My mother's the same way. My mother has plenty of clothes in this house. She's passed now, but that have tags. Closets.
I'm gonna tell you something, because he was too loud. You can keep talking.
Closets full of clothes that you could tell she didn't even wear. She would go on the weekends when we were living up in New Jersey. She would go on the weekends, be gone all day Saturday, come back after dark. Even with daylight saving time in the summer. Saturday, I'd have peace on Saturday, unless I had to go with her for some reason, because she wanted to get me something. But and we would run to maybe just on a Saturday. I remember had the routine. We would go to Daffodils. We would end with Menlo Park. I would get White Castle because it was near Menlo Park. What was the other place she would go? Daffodils. That was in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I don't know if it's still there or not. Menlo Park Mall, which is in Menlo Park. Sometimes she would go to Woodbridge Mall, which is in Woodbridge. All those places are on top of each other. And I know I'm forgetting another store, but she would hit. So the malls, multiple stores. Daffodils, one store. And I know I feel like I'm forgetting a store. I just can't remember it. I know I
same stores every weekend.
Every weekend. Even in the mall, and I can't remember because there'll be so much jumping around in the mall. I can't. Bam Burgers back in the day before Macy's that was one of her stores too. Before Macy's, it used to be called Bam Burgers. And then it changed to Macy's. That was one of her stores she liked to shop at.
So retail therapy is real. I mean, even if it's, on men and women's parts. I've been to where when I was single, I would buy stuff and then get it home and be like, I don't really need this. And then like the next day I take it back. Or 2 days or 3 days later, take it back. Now I'm just like, I don't even want to go look at it. Like now it's hard for me to buy stuff because, feeling out something like this other day. Because I'm not single anymore, I have a family. So his son got surprised. He was showing him something. He was like, so what do you do if you win $500 on scratch off? Like, what do you go get yourself? He's like, I pay bills. He's like, huh? He's like, yeah. He's like, I pay bills. He's like, you don't get yourself anything? He's like, nah, I gotta worry about y'all. So it's different now being a man with kids, married and stuff. Like, I really put myself on the back burner now, for real, as they say. And I have no problem with that. I love being able to take care of my wife and kids when I can, do as best I can or whatnot. But as a single person, like, I know there's several reasons, you choose to be single that we've talked about. Obviously, most people say it's because they have their independence. They don't have to answer to somebody. So, like, you can kind of come and go as you please, which I mean, I guess that's a pretty good luxury.
Yeah, but I'm also dealing with it, and we are discussing it right now in therapy because, to be transparent, I've faced a lot of rejection. A lot of times have been chosen over for the bad boy. Um, be a lot of times in the friend zone,
Mm.
like, and I don't even really try with the friend zone. It just happens. I do also find now women, and no offense to y'all, a lot of y'all have changed because I am a gentleman and I am polite. And I have found, and I only asked one woman therapist this, and I asked her because I find that being polite, some women take it, or actually a lot of women have taken it as flirting.
Oh, yeah.
Even a compliment, and you don't have no intention, or at least for me, I don't have no intention on asking you out. I was just being polite. It's just something that naturally comes to me being a gentleman, and that also comes from really honestly tragedy. So even growing up, my father openly, and I've mentioned this before, openly cheated, brought me around the women to
But
my mother.
And I think women get like that because a lot of guys to get in their pants in the past were polite in the beginning, got in the pants, and then they turn into just the biggest butthole ever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say
because they were naive or whatever.
Not all y'all, some of y'all, and the reason why I say some of y'all because I've seen the creep get the girl.
Yeah, creeps, yeah.
But
they like it.
Yeah, and then the more respectful guy be looked at as harassment. I've been told, oh, you care too much, and by women, you care too much, and something's wrong. Like something's wrong with you for that. So, and as a matter of fact, about two of the ones that told me that, they were like about 10 years older than me. They weren't even in my age range. And this is from older women. And just because we two black men, let me break the stereotype now. Sisters, because there is a stereotype that the sisters only want bad boys. I have seen it. I can remember from the 90s in the talk show. There would be Caucasian women on there, Asian women on there, Latin women on there.
All women love bad boys.
Talking about, and that term again, they used to use back then in the 90s. Well, I'm just looking to have fun, so I want a bad boy. When I want someone who's good, or the nice guy, as they used to say.
That's when they settle down.
And get married.
But even then, they still want their husband to have some of that bad boy in them.
I got several cousins.
And then when they get the bad boy, they want the bad boy to be sensitive. So the thing is, women, y'all want it all, and I get it. Like a man, like they say, you want a lady in the streets but a freak in the sheets. Yeah, we like that. We do. We like that. But we only want you to be like that with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, I think it's the person. You'll be who you want to or need to be for that person. Like, you shouldn't have to try to force it. Like.
But I'm still dealing with, again, rejection. That's why we're actually addressing it in therapy. I've been purposely single for a long time, so I would have to do a lot of reconditioning because I've known a couple of relatives who were single for a long time and their relationships didn't work out because they jumped into a relationship. That's not something.
After being single for a
long time. I'm talking long time. I ain't just talking about months, a year. Maybe dated here and there. But yeah, for like to be in a committed, you coming over the house, we actually man friend and woman friend, whatever you want to put a title on it, whatever. And it didn't work out because they didn't prepare themselves. So I know I would have to prepare myself and I would have to take dating first. I couldn't. It definitely, I don't think it would work out as much as mine, and I'm always talking about doing mind work and all that stuff. I don't think it would work out because, again, even watching one of my favorite shows, House Hunters, there's always, not always, but most of the time, a debate between the houses, what the man wants, what the women want. And they always say on that show, the woman picks the house. It don't matter if she don't work, doesn't matter what race she is. And a lot of times at the end, um, they do end up going with what the woman wants. A lot of times dudes don't want some. I kind of see that sometimes.
I get it too because like this is the thing. If you're gonna be a house mom, and she gonna cook and clean, she need to be able to pick the house. Yeah. If all he's doing is really just paying for it and making sure the outdoor stuff get taken care of, yeah, let her pick the house. Like me, a house is a house. Yeah. As long as we happy, it don't matter.
Yeah. But I've seen where a dude might want one thing. They're like, no, we don't need it.
Nah, you need to. There has to be compromise in a relationship, which I know is another thing why people are single. It's because some people just aren't willing to compromise. They just not. They like, I want it how I want it, when I want it, where I want it. Cool. But a lot of people get to that point, like you said, where it's like, yo, I got cousins, or we look at like Vivica Fox and people like that. Like now they want a husband. And it's like, who gonna wife you up? Like, you know, honestly, like dude, you could be 70 years old and find you a woman. You can go to Bangkok and bring a wife back. Let's just be real. If you can provide for her, you can get a wife. You know what I'm saying? I've seen many a 20-something-year-old with a 70-year-old man many times. So it ain't the same for us as it is for women. Yeah. You know, I done seen some old women with some young guys, but I guarantee them old women got some money too. Mm-hmm. It ain't cost you a dime, trust me. She look like a sack of dimes.
Well, because sometimes they do, like a lot of y'all women do want to be actually married. And I've seen cases where I've had a few co-workers and a few older women friends that, because they want to be married, they did. Not a super young dude, but he could have been 5 to 10 years younger than her. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the financial situation, but in some cases, yeah, some women want to be married. So they'll take a younger dude. I mean, I think some of y'all take the wrong dude, because some of y'all, again, this is not all of y'all.
Some people settle, men and women.
Both sides. So women have more of the stereotype, though, of settling than I think men do. I don't know if it's really true. I kind of feel like it's true. We're not bashing. But again, we need y'all to comment and correct us if we're incorrect.
And women, you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle, man. Be confident in who you are, the woman that God made you to be or whatnot. Like, I think a lot of it deals with confidence, and you get one guy that shows you enough interest and you automatically go get it. I've seen it happen. Yeah.
I think they're groomed. I think women are also groomed into
like, well, he's good.
Because when I hear stories of like my cousins and aunts who are like now in their 70s, in the 80s, like so many of them, I found out a lot of information after my mother passed, and about other family. I don't know why, I just did. And a lot of women who are now in their 70s to 80s, they literally went from the house to being married. And then there was a lot of DV going on with their dad and mom. And then it turns around, these women get these husbands, and they're experiencing DV and other things with their husbands. It's like my one cousin was telling me, I was like, dang, did any of y'all marry any decent men? And they were all the same issues. Seemed like mental issues was going on, emotional issues. They were coming from bad homes. Both sides were coming from bad homes. And then they turn around and marry a husband who's like their father, like they say, like their father, who's doing the things. And that's a lot of, too, what I saw growing up. I've just seen a lot of, honestly, which affected me for a long time, stuff of, wasn't as much as domestic violence, but just disrespect. Like a lot of cheating, toxic males, as we call them now. Just being just like take advantage of their position because their wife may not have been working. People back then, they were just honestly, they honestly, there's probably a lot of y'all who are gonna see this can relate. They did whatever in front of us, told us to shut up. If we would speak on anything, stay in a child's place. And a lot of y'all were acting like dang cuckoos. when it came just putting all y'all stuff, I could really go in with you. We not gonna be able to do this episode.
No, we not. And that's why I'm gonna say real quick, because we can wrap up for this. This is part. We'll probably talk about this again.
But again, just to wrap it up.
What's the best part about being single?
Honestly, for me, I can only speak for me. I don't mind coming home to a house that no one's there because I don't have to worry about conflict. Because again, I've seen where, and I've experienced even just from my mother again, she have a bad day at work, want to come in the house fussing. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to put up with that. Nobody, I feel, doesn't matter, man, woman, man on man, woman on woman, whatever. Kids, parents, spouse, whatever. Shouldn't have to come because you had
a bad day, projecting your anger onto somebody else.
Exactly.
What about what's the worst part about being single?
The stereotyping that we got it easy because we can come and go because we don't have kids. People think we can.
And that's a whole nother thing. Being single and being single with no kids is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, then with kids, but yeah, that is, and some people might be like, well, what do you mean by that? I mean, there is loneliness. Sometimes I get lonely and question, should I do it? But honestly, I'm honest with myself to know I got trust issues because of past events. So I'm dealing with my issues. Mm-hmm. So I know I'm not ready. So, but the whole stereotype of I don't have to worry about things financially because I only spend money on myself. I mean, our bills, like utility bills, cheaper? Yeah. They are cheaper with one person in the house versus a wife or a husband and kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, spend clothes, you can go on all these trips. It depends on what type of person you are. Everybody don't like doing a lot of travel.
Yeah, because if I was single with no kids,
I know.
Man,
this one.
If I was single with no kids, I would work for the freaking airport.
But
I ain't gonna lie. We wouldn't even be making podcast episodes. If we was, he had to get on the plane with me because I was telling somebody else earlier. I said, man, look, I was like, I'm going to Thailand. I said, y'all about to, he said, you going to such? I said, y'all about to be having. I'm like, ooh, it's crazy out here, boy. Nah, but I'm not gonna get crazy. Like I said, I'm married with kids, so honestly, I prefer to just travel somewhere with my wife. We haven't been out of the country. I would love for that to happen someday. Hopefully in the near future will be a blessing. And then maybe we take the kids somewhere later on. But yeah, that's what I'm about.
But like I said, even with my social issues, I know I have social issues, and again through therapy, and he can tell y'all I'm a lot more open, willing to do things, willing to experience things for a long period of time. I was just into myself. You want to call it a hermit, being a loner, that too. So where I would just stay in the house, I used to be that person when didn't like being out in public and things of that nature. So I'm opening up, so that can change.
I could tell you hadn't left the house today either, had you?
No.
I knew it because I looked at your rotors, and I was like, oh, I can look at the rotors on your car and tell if you left yet today or not. That's it. I was like, he ain't been nowhere today.
But I did yesterday.
Which is okay. Like, it's not. I like sitting at home. It's not. I love sitting at home. Single. Even when I was single, I ain't had to be out all the time.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you think about it. You pay for it, so hey, enjoy it.
And I mean, honestly, going out and we living in certain times. You spending a certain amount of money, even if you going to.
Even if you by yourself.
What's the word? I'm not sure what the YouTube guidelines. We'll just say drink. Drinking home versus drinking going out.
Oh yeah, way
cheaper.
If
you go to we in the South, so if you go to the ABC store, it's still cheaper than going to the club, going to a restaurant.
Let's say at the most you spend on a bottle. Let's say some Douce. Shout out to Douce. If I'm allowed to say that. Y'all want to give us y'all want to give us a little spot, and I stopped drinking, but Douce, you want to give us a sponsorship, I might pick up a bottle. Let's just say a small bottle. Let's say it's like $30. All right, you spend $30, $32 at tax, versus a drink at the bar. It's gonna be 8 to, let's say 8 on the low end.
Depending on
more like 15. You can go to a Panthers football game, and a beer will cost you like $15. One beer.
Yeah. You
can get a case of beer for that. Like, and we talking Bud Light. We ain't even talking like something good. We talking like Bud Light.
Then when you go to a club, the water usually be more expensive.
Water's like $3 to $5.
It's more than a drink sometimes.
And then don't let it be like some Fiji. You might as well get a drink of alcohol now. Give me the cup. I don't need the bottle. But anyway, let's wrap this up. Are we gonna end this? Just like we said, leave your questions, concerns, and comments. Let us know if you're single and what you like or dislike about being single or whatnot. Just let us know. Like, we love for y'all to chime in on it. Even if you left us a video message, tag us in it. 2 Geeks and a Nerd Pro or whatnot.
And I'll say this too. We can do live, so if y'all want to come in on a
nice
live,
let's do a live discussion panel.
We would be open to doing that to get other perspectives.
Yeah.
Again, y'all got to comment. You got to email us. Don't just say the comments and the emails just for the controversial, or if we were to say something. Even if we do say something you don't like, I mean, yeah, comment. Let us know. We're open for discussion. We really are. But if y'all don't respond, we can't get y'all opinions. We can't have panels. We want to start doing panels with y'all. We got over 3,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So come on, y'all. Come aboard.
Shout out to the 3,000 subscribers too. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the real champions. Y'all the real nerds. Y'all the reason why we do it. So let's see if we can double that. You know what I'm saying? Let's double that in the next month, man. For real.
Well, we doing some promotion.
And then triple, quadruple, and quadruple, whatever the fifth one, pentuple.
We doing promotion, so I know we about to get more subscribers. So
yeah. But as always, like, share, comment, hit that bell for those notifications, and email us at the number 2geeksandnerdpro@gmail.com. Until next time, we are the geeks, you are the nerds, where we all the nerdiest. Peace.